Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a keylogger or malware. So basically what we're going to be doing is just making some malware or a keylogger or whatever, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. Coding in C++. If you want to know what program I'm using, this is Visual Studio's 2015 edition, I believe. If you want to download it, the details are in the description, but let's get into it. So what I'm going to be doing first, I'm going to be adding some libraries. We're going to be adding the Windows libraries for compatibility. And after that, I'm going to add the IO stream. I believe that's for writing info to a file, fstream, and then stdio.h, and the string library. I don't believe I added the stdio.h until later in the video, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So now what we need these libraries for are, well, you need libraries to code. If you don't have these, then it won't be IntelliSense won't be able to look up the words that you're looking for, or I forget the word for it. The calling names or the calling cards for the code. Okay, so now we're going to be using namespace.std, the colon, or I believe that's a semicolon. Now you're going to put the void write to log, and make sure write to log is right with a capital, and then to is capital and log is capital. And then now you're going to put that in parentheses, and then you're going to put lpcstr. Okay, so if you're wondering, the next part is we're going to be doing bool, and key is listed. Now this basically just, it's going to tell you if well, it's not going to tell you anything. If the key is listed, then it will rewrite it, I believe, or it won't rewrite it. And the integer or int I key, that's just like another string. And now we're going to be doing this switch statement and putting I key, which we used earlier, or I just said. And now we're going to put the curly brackets. And now for this part is what we're going to be using for everything. This is what's going to tell us if what they type or what they do is going to be written down. So now what we're going to do is write to log is not colon, but parentheses, and we're going to use the that, and basically that's just going to be the space. And what that does, it writes a space to the log file, so you won't see the space. It's basically just basic. It's the space when you press the space button. So whenever you type or click or whatever, it's going to automatically put a space there. Now you're going to put a case and VK underscore space. Now that's for the actual space. So whenever you press the space button, it's what's going to show. That's the statement for the space bar. So now we're going to do return. I believe that's the enter button, and you're going to put count greater than, and then now we're going to put the \n. In C#, that's a new line. That would mean new line. So I would believe it would mean the same thing in C++. So for the same thing, you'd put where it says write to log, is you would put n backspace or \n, and then you'd break that line of code with a break statement, and then you put another case, and then you'd put a VK underscore shift, and same thing, but except instead of just like there's going to be like a special thing, instead of that we're just going to put the asterisk, and we're just going to put shift. Now whenever they press down shift or hold it down and then press a key, that's what's going to show up. Shift is going to show first, and then we're going to write to log, and then after that we're going to, it's the same thing for each one. So even if that was to say backspace or \, you basically just put the same thing where it says whatever count is, and those question marks, not question marks, but quotation marks. You're gonna be whatever's between there. You're gonna put the same thing between the quotation marks, what is in the write to log. And now we're going to do the case VK underscore back, and that's the backspace. And now we're going to put a, for this I messed up. I did not mean to type that. I meant to type I was looking at the one above. What you're actually going to do is you're actually going to put a \, and you're going to put a B, which means back, I believe. Yes. There you go. And you don't need the asterisk for that. You could just put the \B, and there you go. You just put the quotation, and then you break that off break that statement. Now you're gonna put a case. Going to put VK. I believe the right button. So whenever they click the right button, that's what's going to show up. I'm gonna show you guys what it's going to show. So you can essentially put anything you want here. You don't have to put whatever is there. You don't have to put what I put. You can, but where it says VK return and VK back, you need that there. But everything else, you can do whatever you want. You in the space, you could put anything. Really, it could be any word. But for the VK button, we're just gonna put r-click, put that in not parentheses, put it in parentheses, and then put right click and an asterisk inside of parentheses. And here I'm messing up. I have to rewrite that. And there you go. And now you do the same thing that you put down there. And there you go. I just put the r-click and the asterisk and the colon. And now you're going to break that statement off again. Now if you wanted to do other buttons like on the number pad or caps locks or whatever, then you can also do that. But just for now, we're just going to show you. Well, I'm going to show you how to do this with the other things. And now you're going to put count, left click, and then you're going to put the colon, right to log, same exact thing. And basically the right click just emulates a right click, and that's what's going to be there. And the same thing for the left click, emulates a left click. For a backspace, emulates a backspace, emulates a shift. It's pretty much just normal stuff, okay? And so now you're going to go down and you're going to put default, and not how I spelled it right there. Default. After that, you're going to put return, and then make sure that's false. Then put the colon, and you're going to need this so you can see if the keys existed on the list before. So make sure that's there. And now you're going to end that. You're just going to, for me, I just closed off that and just went go to the last curly bracket and start a new line. Yeah. And now you're going to put int main, parentheses, and then you're going to put another curly bracket. And then you're going to put character key, and then the colon, and then while true. And make sure the true here is all capital. And then now you're going to put into the curly bracket. Make sure you just put another curly bracket right there. And then sleep 10. Now this was earlier while I was coding. Past this, while I was looking at this code, I did run into some problems. Apparently, I put it would not become underlined, so it would it'd stay underlined. The sleep, it wouldn't work, but when I did erase it and just did something else, and it worked. But I'll get into that later. But now we're going to do a for statement and key, and now this is just a loop, so it just continues to write everything that they're doing over and over again. It keeps doing the same thing over, and it's not just one time where it just happens and then it exits the program. It's going to keep on doing it. This is just a loop. So now for that, we're going to put the greater than or equal to 190 and then the colon. And then now we're going to type key and then plus plus. And then now we're going to put the curly brackets and then if, and then in parentheses of that, we're going to get a synchronous key state. And then inside of those parentheses, we're going to put a key is equal to key, and then we're going to equal to negative 32, 76, 7, and then keep that in parentheses and then put a new curly bracket. And now once that's done, we're going to go down below that and do an if statement, do another if statement, and if the key is listed, then it's equal to false. If you're wondering, I just started coding in C++. I believe that C++, and I've been coding in C# for about 3 years. I'm really good in C#. I might do a video on that. Yeah. Now we're done with that and everything. Now we're going to count is greater than key. And for this, I put greater than one time. I don't know why, but yes, I fixed that. And now the very last part of this is, it's what we did before is upstream log file. You can copy and paste the top part of it. We're up under the void, right to log, all the way down to the last curly bracket. Not the last curly bracket, but before bool. You can copy that. It's the same exact thing. It creates the object for the file stream, and then now this one opens the file for writing, but you will not see the file while it's opening unless you open it yourself. and then make sure it's called keylogs.txt. We'll make sure it's the same one as you put before, so it won't have any, so you won't get an exception, because I did that before and I got an exception. So make sure you do that, and then you put app, if I can get it right this time. And now that basically opens the file for writing. And now this one, what we did before, count is greater than the key. I'm assuming that's the same thing as log file is greater than key. And now that basically just writes the log keys characters to the file. And this closes the stream. And then now we're gonna go down here and we're going to return to 0. Because you need that for any bool statements and pretty much just for C# in general, not C#, but whenever true or false statements are there, you pretty much need that. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of that. But now what happened was here is that this was sleep was apparently not working correctly. I guess I could just, it says identifier sleep is not, it's undefined. It's not defined, it's undefined. So I tried Googling some of the problems, what I was getting, and apparently I guess I was missing a library. 2 of them actually was stdio.h. I was missing that, and I believe it was something with uni inside of it, but I'm not entirely sure. But I did do that, and I did put not the files, but I did put the libraries there, and apparently they still did not work. And while I was doing that, just didn't work, just didn't want to work. So I decided just to delete. So ultimately, I just chose to delete the sleep statement, and it worked fine. But I didn't really have time to go and worry about defining it and whatever. I was just being lazy, but I just deleted the sleep statement and the uni.std.h, and it worked fine. It compiled and it built itself, and it was fine. So now I'm gonna show you how it did all that and everything. Just in a second, it's gonna build the solution. If it would hurry up. All right, that was a successful one. Now we're inside of the project folder where the Keylogger program that I wrote, and yeah. So we're going to the debug folder, which I thought I was inside of it the first time, but no, I was supposed to go into the debug folder the first time. I scanned it with Windows Defender, apparently didn't see it as a threat, so I just ran it. And there you go. Now everything, I'm just typing pretty much, and with a left click, right click, and as you can see, it's working fine. Shift, that's me pressing shift, and right click, left click, and yeah, just typing everything, just typing a bunch of crazy letters, and now I'm left clicking, right clicking, and that's me hitting the scroll button, and yeah. Now I believe I did backspace a little bit and started typing again. Yeah. See, it's not going to erase the words, but it will overwrite everything. But I just Control-C the program and just exit out of it. Okay, and this is the file that everything was written to. Now, as far as it goes with actually seeing, or if you want to actually make it so the program doesn't show up, I have no idea how to do that. Honestly, I don't think you should want to do that because that's just malicious purposes. But it seems pretty sketchy, but do what you want, and you can research whatever you want to do with it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys would like, comment, and subscribe, that'd really help out the channel a lot. But thank you, and guys have a good day.